Our game provides an interesting adventure for several players. Each player will experience 30 random events, including buff, debuff, and fighting monsters. Players' information is stored using a struct called player with 5 properties: attack, life, max life points, score, and whether the player is still alive. In the end, player with the highest score becomes the winner. A draw will be shown if several living players share the same final score. If all players die, the program will end in advance. Players' information is stored in a dynamic array. Then, for each player, a for loop is used to go through the journey. Every day, a random number is generated to decide whether buff, debuff, or fighting will take place. These 3 blocks are developed as separate functions. For buff, debuff, they can also carry a second round random number generator to determine the exact event. At the beginning of the running the program, it will first ask the user about how many players are involved. Secondly, users will input a txt file called property to set the initial properties of each player. Then it will start the journey of every player and start function calling.
In this exciting game, players will encounter both buff and debuff that can impact their life or attacked by a random percentage or point between 1 and 10. When a player faces a buff event, the program will randomly select 1 out of 3 buffs to apply upon them. This buff includes an increase in attack, life, or max life. It's important to know that players' life will not exceed their max life. Players may also encounter debuff events. The program will randomly present 2 out of 4 possible debuffs, and the players can choose 1 to apply. This debuff includes a percentage decrease in attack, life, or max life. The 4th debuff is special, where max life is reduced, but a 10% increase in life is given.
In the game, players will meet monsters and get to choose whether to fight with them or not. In fight, a monster will be generated with life points ranging from 2 to 5 times of player's attack and monster attack ranging from 1/5 to 1/2 of player's life points. And the player would fight with the monster for rounds until the life points of either monster or player become 0. If the player wins, a random bonus score will be added. After all players are done, the program will calculate player final score adding up players' remaining attack, life points, and max life points. The program will then identify and output the winner. After that, memories will be removed as well.